Hi everyone, thank you for clicking on my video. My name's Takani and this is my March 2021 plan with me. As you can see, I have already drawn out what I wanted to do in my journal this time around with pencil. If I don't do this, I do make a lot of mistakes and you'll see that in the video where I make mistakes even with the penciled in, but that's okay. Mistakes is what makes us human and we learn from them. So to start with, I've just gone in and drawn in the little calendar and written the word March with some fake brush lettering. I then go around that with a bunch of circles just to make it stand out a bit more from the doodles around it. I then go through and start my bottle brush drawings with a light greenish brown colour, and I just draw the centre stem and some seed pods. After that, I go in with a red and start drawing the actual bottle brushes. Now I do it in a few different ways. So I go along the center stem with longer strokes, and then on some of the seed pods, but not all of them, I go through and just do some really short, simple strokes as well. I do use a few different colors. So I use a pink, a red, some oranges, and even some purples, just to give it a few different colors and make the bottle brush leaves stand out a bit more. If you look at a bottle brush in real life, they do have a variety of different colors through them. Like, they are really vibrant reds, pinks, purples, depending on their stage of life as well. I also use a bunch of different greens to go through the seed pods because, again, if you look at actual ones, they do have a variety of different colors in nature. I then go through and outline the leaves in just that same brownish green I used originally. And then I go over the stems in a darker brown. I only use the dark brown on the cover page. I don't actually do that in the rest of the setup. Once I've done that, I go through with two different greens to colour in the leaves, and then just do some red and pink lines around the circle. Once I've erased all my pencil marks, I go through and outline the leaves and the seed pods in a black fine liner. And then that's it for this cover page. Next, we move on to my quote page, and I've just written the quote, "Turn your dreams into your reality." This really stands out to me because this year I am trying my absolute hardest to get back to a healthy state. I've gone through some significant life changes over the last few years. I've had 2 children in the last 2 years. My oldest turns 2 this month and my youngest will be 6 months old. So, becoming a mum to 2 kids in 2 years' time, it's been a whirlwind. There's a lot of changes. I'm also at uni studying a Bachelor of Education and Arts to hopefully become a teacher one day. And we'll see how that works out. So for the quote page, I just drew the leaves in first, and then I'll go back through in a moment and draw the bottle brushes. But first, I just wanted to add a bit more definition to the bottle brushes on the cover page. And so I just drew some red dots around the end of the fronds on the bottle brush flowers. And looking back at it, I think it makes it stand out a lot better than just having the fronds as they were before. And you'll see me do that on the quote page as well. So from the top, I've just got some hanging leaves, and then at the bottom, I've got the 2 bottle brush flowers. Again, once I've coloured everything in, I do go back through and outline the leaves and the seed pods in black, just to give it a bit more definition. And then I'll go through and erase all my pencil marks at the end. Next, we move on to my calendar. I'm taking the same approach I did in February with this and just doing a small calendar that only takes up 1 page, and I'll do the trackers on the next page as well. Again, I'm just doing some faux brush lettering for the word March. You can't really see it too well here because I'm pretty sucky at filming, but I am working on that, so I hope you'll forgive me this time around. Sorry if this hurts anyone. I know sometimes I get a little bit strange when people do things in a different way to but I just can't do a calendar 1 through to the last number all at once. I have to move around, otherwise I get so bored and I just have to stop. So that's why I did it that way. Then I've just drawn in my little habit trackers and my sleep tracker for March. I've just got a few little habits that I want to track there. I do have more in the coming spreads though, so they're just the 4 main ones I'm tracking, but you'll see the rest later. Next, I'm just drawing out the doodles of the bottle brushes, just like I did on the last few pages as well. As you'll see in a minute, with the bottle brush on the lower right hand corner, I just use a ruler to make sure that I don't go into my sleep tracker or my habit trackers with the fronds. I did mess up a little bit there in that bottom corner with the sleep tracker, and I did go in, but getting 8, 9 and 10 hours sleep for a mum of 2 under 2 is doesn't really happen very often, so I'm sure that will be fine. Again, just using the 2 different colours of greens for the leaves just to add more definition, and using multiple different greens for the seed pods again. I do go back as well with the black fine liner just to outline the leaves and the seed pods, give it a bit more definition. Next is onto my study tracker and brain dump page. So I am at uni doing a Bachelor of Education and Arts course for secondary and primary school. Hopefully I'll complete that in the next 2 or 3 years. I did start in 2018, but then I had my first child in 2019, and my pregnancy with him was quite traumatic, so that's why I still have a few years left to go. I did take a year off when I felt pregnant with my second child just in case, and I'm so glad I did that, because I do not think I would have been able to study during that pregnancy. There was a lot more going on with my second son's pregnancy than with my first. With my first I was just really sick, and with my second I had a few other issues, but they're both healthy, strong boys now, and I am so grateful for that. So with my brain dump, it's just a simple, very simple square with the word brain dump written at the top, and my study tracker has the days down the left hand side, and across the top I've got the numbers 1 to 6, indicating the number of hours I study. Down the bottom I have my course codes, and they will be color coded. So when I fill this in, I'll just use the certain color that represents the course I have studied for, and fill into the hour mark however long I've studied. So that's why I have up to 6 hours. I probably won't ever actually get to the full 6-hour mark, because I do like to split up my study quite a bit, but if I was to study 2 hours for 2 of my courses and an hour on each of the others on one day, that's where the 6 hours would come in. Next we move on to my meal plan. So for February and March I've done the same thing, just a quick meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks along the top. Days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday down the side, and I'll just copy this meal plan for all the weeks depending on what I decide to do. There is enough space to write a variety of different meals there if I need to, so if I do want to switch it up I can just pencil in something else. I have a notes section down the bottom for meal prepping notes, how I want to cook it, certain recipe tweaks, stuff like that. And then on the right hand page I have my shopping list. Again, just doodling in some bottle brush drawings. I thought that the shopping list would look really plain, so I did decide to go on top of the shopping list with a bottle brush drawing instead of just putting them all behind, if that makes sense. You'll see in a second what I mean. But again, just following the exact same way I drew them all last time, drawing out the stem and the seeds first, colouring them in, drawing the leaves in, and then using the ruler to make sure that I don't go into those notes section or meal plan sections, which I didn't have to worry about on the shopping list side. Again, using a variety of different oranges, reds, pinks and purples just to put in some definition there. You can't really see it on the camera, but in real life the different colours just make it look a lot more realistic. I mean, I know it is just a doodle still, and that's why I've done the sort of real easy outlining on the Bottlebrush leaves, but I do really like how it's turned out still. Next, we're on to my weekly spreads, and this time I decided to try something new, and you'll see how it goes in a moment. I'm actually really liking it so far. I love how it looks, and it just makes me, I just like to do something different. So I've got just a little section underneath my calendar where I'll do a doodle in a second, and then I've got a section down the bottom on the right for my word of the week, and I've got a section for each day as well. On the right hand side where I've drawn that line, I'm actually going to cut that off. I've also got a spot for just a review of the week, anything that I want to do differently next time, anything really awesome that's happened. You can see that I did change how I was going to do that. I did have that bottom section split directly in half, but I figured I didn't actually need that much space for the word of the week. I don't really need as much space as I've given me either, because it's one word. But I think it'll be really useful, and I can always switch it up for April or any other month if I decide to do this way again. Being this will be my first year really sticking to my bullet journal, I will be trying a lot of different spreads, so definitely like and subscribe if you want to see anything new or see the rest of my spreads. I decided I'd start filming the videos after I'd already set up my January, February and my initial 2021 setup, so that's why you'll see this is my first full plan with me video. For my initial 2021 setup and January and February, I just did a flip through, but I will be filming the rest of my setups. Next month will be a one-piece theme, which I'm really excited for. It's one of my favorite animes. So here you'll see I'm doing my daily habits. I do suffer with depression and anxiety, and I do find myself slipping with my daily habits of simply just brushing my teeth, brushing my hair, flossing, getting up early, vacuuming, cleaning. Whenever I get into a spiral, I find myself slipping really bad, and I just sort of don't take care of myself, which is not really good. Not good at all. So that's why I've put in that daily habits checklist there. And once I cut off all these sides, I'll be able to see that every week, which will be really good and really helpful for me, I think. And if it is really helpful, I'll keep that for the next month as well. With that rectangle I drew at the start, I'm just filling that in with a couple of Bottlebrush doodles. Nothing too decorative, just something to keep the theme going through all the weeks without taking away any of the space in the middle. Personally, this is my least favourite Bottlebrush doodle that I did, but it still fits with the theme, and it's turned out better than I expected it would. By this stage I was kind of just ready to stop, and I just wanted to get the filming over and done with and get the whole setup done, because I knew there wasn't much left to go. So I'm just going over a few things with grey just to break it up a little bit so it's not all just black and white. And here I am cutting out those edges. I did find that I really needed the line to make sure that I cut semi-straight. I don't know why, but I can never cut straight. Even with a line, I find it really difficult. It's just one of those things I simply can't do. You'll also see on the last page there underneath, for that last week I should say, because it's only a half week, on the second side underneath all the cutouts, I did a sort of a quarterly review, so I can go over where I'm up to with my goals from the start of the year, and where I need to change things. So here I am just going back through and erasing all my pencil marks, and then just adding some more of that grey tone through the rest of the setup. And just a quick flip through. So I hope you enjoyed. If you do have any ideas or anything you want to see in the future, please comment down below. If you have any feedback on what I can do better, definitely let me know down below. Again, this is my first video. This is my first voiceover I've ever filmed as well, so sorry if it's a little bit choppy, and sorry if I say a lot. It's a thing I've got to get over. really bad, especially before I actually start teaching. I did decide, oh, there I go again. I did decide to just draw a box around this quote as well, just to make it stand out a little more and give the page a little bit extra. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you do like this, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.